The only thing I know is that I know nothing. Socrates. Philosophy and philosophers can be very confusing sometimes, but it takes some self-reflection and deep thoughts to figure out what they mean and how we can apply said philosophy to our life positively. This is Quoting Quotes, and I am your host, Lord Eredor. In this video series, I will be presenting and examining peculiar and famous or infamous quotes from different people, genres, medias, and circumstances, and see what we can learn from them. I will not get into the background of this quote, but what I can say is just this, that the statement itself is a paradox, or in other words, a contradictory statement. Meaning to say that you claim to know that you know nothing. But how on earth would you know that you know nothing if you yourself know nothing to begin with? How is this statement even helpful? It's a very confusing notion. So, just let me explain how I would interpret it in one simple word: humility. The very simple concept of humility always escapes our thoughts, that we require a confusing statement to simplify that concept for us. Humility is when we admit ignorance, and it is through ignorance that we beget wisdom. We must first admit that we know nothing at all before we can open our hearts and mind to know something and receive knowledge and wisdom for our betterment. The world is filled with people beaming with pride and prejudice, that no one is willing to admit that they are wrong, or that they really don't know what on earth they are doing. So much so that many are drowned in blissful ignorance rather than the positivity of ignorance, which can channel wisdom in the form of learning and good progression through life. Pride and blissful ignorance have caused the world to be in a much worse state than it could have been. Wars, destruction, suffering, and pain. These are not the work of humility, but that of pride and blissful ignorance of the consequence for which the absence of humility brings to humanity. Therefore, to rephrase the quote, the beginning of wisdom is the admission that we know nothing at all. It is from knowing that we know nothing that we learn to know something. Nothingness is not an empty shell unless we channel humility into it and give birth to something that is good. Not just for ourselves, but also to everything and everyone around us. If there are more of us who would humble ourselves and admit that we can learn from each other, we can all build a better world for ourselves. Imagine what can we feel in that emptiness of ignorance. Certainly not shameful things, certainly not destructive things, and certainly not evil doings, but everything that is good and pure, with the love for peace and harmony, and the will to do that which is right for the betterment of not just ourselves, but everything around us. I hope you did take something positive from this short video. Tell me what you think. Is there anything I missed out? Are there any requests for quotes that you would like me to talk about? Please do comment below. If you like this video, please share it with your friends, and do consider leaving a like on this video and subscribe to this channel for more quoting quotes. This is Lord Eredor. Be good and kind and positive to each other.